Meek Mill, Mika, has seemingly walked back his support for Diddy. He's been very, why am I getting involved in this Diddy stuff? I want to hire a private investigation team. I don't want anything to do with this. Why is my name being dragged into this? And 50 made a good point. Shout out to 50 Cent. He said that the reason why Meek's getting dragged into a lot of this stuff is because he actually reacts to this stuff online. And he gave a good example. He said French Montana was tied to Diddy, but he never reacts to stuff online, so they just kind of let him go, right? Nobody really mentions Frenchie, right? Having anything to do with Diddy and freak-offs. But let's go over the article. Meek Mill has seemingly walked back his support of Diddy after previously being willing to bet a major money that the embattled mogul's charges won't hold up in court. A fan ran into Philadelphia rapper in what appears to be New York City on Tuesday, November 12th, and shared a short clip of their interaction, which includes Meek pledging that he's no Diddy gang. Let's play the clip.
Yo, Sal, what's up?
Yeah, y'all already know how we
Yo,
playing out this motherfucker. This real
go.
life.
Real life
Yeah,
shit,
nigga,
bro.
no Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't
Yeah.
ever disrespect me, you
Talk
heard?
that shit, Meek. Yeah, Meek.
Yeah, I mean, he ran into somebody in public, so he's like, y'all ain't gonna fucking play with me in real life. I'm glad, man. I'm glad he stays away from the stuff. I hope that he doesn't, react to online things. That's the number one thing that's going to get you caught up in some bullshit online is when you react to it. I mean, I've had people send me death threats over an opinion. I've had the craziest shit happen online. I thankfully yet haven't been the center of attention on something, whether a documentary that I make or something, because I'm not really, and this kind of makes me or breaks me to a lot of people. I'm not super controversial, right? I don't sit here and I don't know, like I'm going to use two YouTubers, for example. What's the Dirt, what he did with his breakdown of the Family Matters track, right? He had some assumptions of Drake. He said the N-word this many times because of that. He got a lot of backlash for that. And then he responded to a YouTuber that got, and the company man, shout out to him, got a backlash. He was the center of attention of that for like a day or two where everybody was attacking him in the hip hop world. Another person is like Trap Lord Ross, where he did the King Von. Is he a murderer? Serial killer, sorry. That got a lot of attention. He got a lot of backlash, a lot of support, blah, 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 right? I've never really deep dived into never really had a take that was insanely controversial like that. And so I've never really been, I've had probably the take that everybody's kind of been upset with me about, where I actually got death threats and stuff, was me liking Rap Devil more than Killshot. Even though towards the end of my video, if anybody listened, that's the Eminem stan, I obviously love Eminem way more than Machine Gun Kelly. I've supported Eminem, every Eminem album that's ever been released, even the shit show that was Revival. Yeah, so I've always been an Eminem fan, always been excited when he drops an album, always streamed, as much as supported, whatever. Death of Slim Shady, I bought it physical, bought it digital, streamed, all that stuff. But that was probably my biggest backlash that I got online. Other than that, I've been pretty, and it's easy to create controversial takes where everybody gets pissed off, and I feel like that's clickbait, and that's not what I am. I'm going to give you guys my actual take on something, and whether it's controversial or not doesn't really matter to me. I am working on Drake versus Kendrick Lamar and breaking down their whole battle, who really won. So that's going to bring back the Who Really Won series, even though I've been doing it what really happened. But the Who Really Won, I felt like if I'm going to bring that series back and ask that question of who really won while breaking down the whole beef, it's only going to make sense with Drake and Kendrick Lamar. And I think towards the end, it's going to cause some people to kind of be upset, which, hey, at the end of the day, it's my opinion on what I think. And that's probably the new thing that's going to be controversial to some people. But other than that, I don't really have these insane takes because I'm true to myself and what I believe, right? And people agree, disagree, but I've never had a take for simple clickbait. I did it one time, and this is way before I did YouTube. This is when I had a hip-hop website. And my diversehiphop.com website that I had back in the early 2010s, I had a list of the best and worst albums. And this was kind of clickbaity, but I kind of felt this way at the time. Recovery. It was 2010, end of 2010. Recovery was, that album came out that year. Drake Thank Me Later. So I had the best 10 albums that year and the worst 10 albums that year. And I put Recovery at number 10 for the worst 10 albums, meaning it's not the worst album that came out that year, but it's on my top 10 list of worst albums at that time. Because I really enjoyed Relapse. I felt like Recovery was more like a mainstream with Pink, and I just didn't like what I got out of that. And so I was honest to a certain extent, but I knew that that would get a lot of attention if I did that. And I did that, and comments were flooding in. It was probably one of my most viewed posts that year. Like, yeah, I just got like all kinds of insane comments. But that I kind of knew doing that. That's the only time I did like a clickbaity type of take, right? Where I knew that it would cause an uproar. But I was kind of feeling like that at that time. So it wasn't like really clickbait out there. I've never really done anything where it's like, oh, I'm just straight up lying. No, whatever I say, I genuinely believe. And whether people like it or not doesn't really matter to me, because it's just my opinion. That's how everybody should feel, right? Whatever your opinion is, there's people that, hey, the Tyler, the Creator, and J. Cole thing, right? There's some people that genuinely believe Tyler, the Creator is a better artist than J. Cole just because he's selling more albums. And we're going to talk about album sales. Corday kind of addressed that. I like Tyler, the Creator. I got no problem with Tyler, the Creator. But what the fuck does he know about Polaroid? That's a Kanye West quote with the Lady Gaga shit. But I like Tyler, the Creator, but J. Cole's just way better. He's just, I don't know, to me, beyond better. And I think people kind of are attacking J. Cole right now because of the whole bowing out of the Kendrick Lamar battle. But when we hear the fall off, you guys will understand that J. Cole is here to stay, and he's been elevating, just getting better and better as the years go on. And that's no disrespect to Tyler, the Creator. I think he's been doing amazing too. The way he packages his art is something that really we don't see often, right? So I got to salute him for that. But better than J. Cole and in the top 3 conversations of the big 3, nah, that's not happening. If anybody should be in the big 3 conversation, anybody that doesn't get mentioned, it's Nicki Minaj. I don't know why she doesn't get mentioned in the big 3. You know, I get it. She has controversial things and people hate her, love her. But she's been the most, alongside Drake and Kendrick Lamar, consistent in terms of commercial success and being up there. But, I mean, people argue, you know, she's made pop records, whatever, but she can rap her ass off, man. Pink Friday 2 is one of the best-selling hip-hop albums that came out. So, I don't know. That's a whole different conversation, but I do think J. Cole belongs in the big 3 regardless. One person that doesn't get mentioned enough in my eyes is Nicki Minaj. She should be up there. But, yeah, that's a whole different thing. But Meek Mill, stay off the internet, man. Don't worry about what the fuck people are saying. Don't worry about the hate and all the bullshit. Just stay off the internet. People can't troll you when you're not on the internet, right? If you don't react to things. So, yeah, we'll see what happens moving forward if he actually distanced himself or he just said that for the person recording the video.